Brace yourselves, we're trying a different camera angle today. Hello and welcome to part 7 of my Football Manager 2018 beta save with Monaco. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode we've got big matches in Ligue 1. We're away against Marseille and at home against Lyon. Since you were last with me, things have been going really rather well. If you ignore the 2 cups that we basically got ourselves deliberately knocked out of by fielding a team of nonsense. And I mean, there were close games as well. It wasn't that we were absolutely thumped. We've won every single league game since you saw us lose to Paris Saint-Germain in the last episode. Was that the last episode or the one before? I forget what's been going on. Either way, we've got ourselves into a pretty strong position in the league. Obviously, there's going to be no catching Paris Saint-Germain. They're still unbeaten. They've only drawn 3 of their first 22 games. They're 12 points ahead of us. They've pretty much got things wrapped up already, and I don't see that being a situation that changes anytime soon, no matter what we do. However, we are 5 points clear of Lyon, who are down in 3rd, and we're not doing too badly. When was the last time before last year Monaco won the league? I mean, yeah, I think we'll win the league again before another 17 years pass. Maybe. We've spent some money as well, as promised. We bought an not an attacking midfielder, a defensive midfield player. I don't really know how to say his name. Lubomir Facer. Hold on. I've been asked to change this as well, so let's do that. Look, it's all changing today. Lubomir Facer comes in from Benfica, £31 million. He's a proper world-class defensive midfield player, 4.5-star current ability. Yeah, we paid a lot of money for him. Yeah, he's getting on a bit, but look at the season he's had so far. And he's just very good. He's even better than Fabinho in that position, and it frees up Fabinho to move back into the box-to-box midfield position if he so chooses, and if he decides to stick around at the club. Paris Saint-Germain are still chasing him. There you go. We've promised that we'll let him go there if they offer that kind of money. He's not gone yet, though. Sidibe's not gone to... That's his name, isn't it? Sidibe. He's not gone to Man United either. So as it stands right now, we've brought in the player that we needed and not had to let anybody go. The transfer window slams shut again in a couple of days' time. So this is the team that we're going to be playing for the first of today's 2 big games. This one is away against Marseille. I'm not sure. Where are Marseille in the league? Hold on, let's have a look. Marseille are 7th. We should be able to beat him, but we are away from home. And this is the team that we're putting out there. So we've got Subasic in goal, a back four of Sidibe over at left back because Congolo is suspended after picking up 3 yellow cards in his last 10 games. George is now fit again, but the injury seems to have had a massive impact on our assistant manager's view on his current ability. He's down to being a 2-star current ability player with 4-star potential, which only makes him the 4th best left back at the club, if you include Park, who's here on loan and wasn't getting in the team, but is apparently better than George. So George isn't an immediate straight back into the team, and Toure on the other side has been doing all right when we've given him opportunities. He wanted more first team opportunities. He's a slightly better player than George at the moment, so he comes in at right back, the usual Glick and Jemison in central defence. New signing Facer is going to be holding our midfield as a register, with Fabinho as the box-to-box midfielder and Moutinho ahead of him. Tielemans could just as easily be in that position, but for today we're going Moutinho, and then Lamar is in behind Jovetic and Falcao up front. We have an injury to our backup goalkeeper, and we don't have another one, so that's pretty much our only priority as we head into the last couple of days of the transfer window. Our backup keeper is going to be out for 6 weeks or so, and in light of how regular injuries occur in FM18, it would probably be silly if we didn't at least bring a keeper in on loan. So we'll have a look at that after this game. The other guys only just got injured now. Injured though. Right, I promised you I would be playing a new camera, so we're going to turn that on in a second. I've been playing it on my laptop in between games. Baldi, yeah, he's not ready. So we're not going to be using sideline anymore. We're giving in to the power that is Dr. Benji, and we're going for, what is it? Use TV, low, and then don't need to change anything else. We're not going back to 2D. I know there's been the update that makes TV more usable, but to be honest, I don't want to go back to 2D. I mean, it just looks really good as it is right now. I don't think there's any reason to cling on to 2D any longer. But hopefully the switch to the TV view rather than the sideline view, although I prefer the sideline view when I'm sitting here watching it, I take your feedback on board. TV view makes it really, really hard to see the ball, especially if you're watching it on a mobile phone. So hopefully that's sideline view. I'm talking about. My head's not working. Either way, I've made the switch. A, because Ben said to, and B, because it should make it a little bit easier for you to see the ball, even if you're watching on a tiny, tiny screen. Let me know down in the comments if it's an improvement. I'm not going to switch back to 2D though, so feel free to tell me to, but I think we've moved on from that now. Right, how are we getting on in this game? Where's my stats? That was the other thing I wanted to do, add half chances onto this. Is that goal going in? No, good. Someone suggested I do this, and it was an excellent suggestion. Where's half chances? Can anyone see half chances on there? Half chances, there we go. So we're going to add half chances onto the list. Just shrink this down. I mean, just leave it like that. I don't care if they overlap a little bit. But we'll add half chances on, because I wish I could remember who it was who said it. It was a couple of days ago now, but as you quite rightly said, clear-cut chances don't seem to be happening as regularly in FM18 as they were in 17. It could just be that our tactic isn't as good, but we're still scoring plenty of goals. But by having half chances on there, we get an idea of, with all these shots on target or misses, we get an idea of, okay, are we actually creating decent-ish chances, or are we really just shooting from range? So Jovetic plays it out to Touré. Cross doesn't get any further than the first man, which is a little bit of a shame. But Marseille are on the attack now, and they're in a shooting position, and they score. I mean, since you were last here, we've just won everything. Every single game. Win, win, win. Easy peasy. You lot turn up again, and straight away we're behind in a match. I don't remember the last time we fell behind in a match, but goodness me, have we fallen behind in a match today? I think it's the view. Should we turn back to the other view? I wonder if we should zoom the camera out a little bit. We do seem like we're zoomed in, but the whole point is keep the camera zoomed in, because then we can see the ball. That's what we're trying to achieve here. I mean, we could. Is that adjusting the tilt or the zoom? We've already been through all this experimentation on the stream that we did, but hopefully this is going to be a little bit easier for you to see. I will take your feedback on board though. Is that zooming out? Yeah, that's zooming out. I think that actually might be a bit of a compromise, so we're not constantly having the screen fly around all over the place. A little bit zoomed out, but we can still see the ball, hopefully. Right, Jovetic in behind, squares it to Falcao. It's 1-1, 20 minutes on the clock. We can stop messing around with the view now and worry about the fact that we're now on level terms, and we can hopefully push on and win this game. We've had 62% of the possession in this game so far, which, bearing in mind the style of football that we're playing, is pretty unexpected. Marseille must literally just be sitting all their players behind the ball and letting us have it, which it's probably not the worst tactic in the world to use against us, because we're very much about sort of getting lots and lots of shots and stuff, and quick passing and short passing, and if they just let us knock it around in the midfield, we're going to be fairly harmless, because we try and work the ball into the box, and if they're just going to block that route off completely, it will be quite successful for them. As it stands though, 1-1 going into half time. We're doing all right. Falcao's picked up a little bit of a knock, which is a potential worry. And after bigging up Touré before the match, he's been our weak link in that first half. What's wrong with Falcao? Potential lower leg injury. We'll score another 2 goals and we'll take you off. 2 more goals by the hour mark, and then you can come off and have a rest. I think that's very fair, Radamel. Is that how you say his name? That was my first attempt at saying his first name out loud. I'm quite proud of myself, because it seemed like it sounded about right. Oh, he's looking fired up. He loves Radamel. He loves it when I say his name. Look how fired up he is. We are going to take him off in a minute, though, because we don't want him to be completely broken. So let's take Falcao off, bring Carrillo on, and we'll take off Lamar and bring on Tielemans, because then we can stick Martinho up there. We're going to take off Fabinho, bring on Berger. We'll do the triple. Bit of a triple change. And we'll leave Carrillo as the man up front. Carrillo, we've actually given a new contract to, because my assistant manager decided it would be a good idea. I went along with him because I'm trying to keep everybody happy at the moment, and we are doing okay on dynamics because of it. But I just don't know if he's ever going to be good enough. But we'll leave it as it is at the moment. Right, Sidibe, massively out of position for a left back, but finds Jemison, who, I mean, we're building from very deep here, but it's being very patient. And what a move and what a goal! That might be one of the best goals. I think that might be the best team goal that we've scored on FM18 so far. Let's have a look at it from this angle. It's all Sidibe basically playing as a free roaming fullback. Started the move off, gets the ball again here in a completely different position, and then it's just one touch all the way through. Take a bow, everybody involved in that. That was absolutely awesome, and that's exactly the kind of football that we want to be playing. High tempo, short passing, work ball into the box. They're playing the way I want them to play. And when it comes off like it just did, it's absolutely glorious. Right, we've got Tielemans in acres of space. Surely he can't mess this up. It goes out for a corner. I mean, he didn't mess it up, to be fair. It was saved. We'll let him have that. But Moutinho takes the corner. Cross comes in, and it's Berger, knocks it down to Glick, and Glick had time to aim that a little bit better. He has been quite useful from set pieces. I still haven't set up set piece instructions yet, but Glick has got a couple of goals for us now, just getting on the end of corners and free kicks. So at some point I should probably set up my set piece instructions properly. And as of right now, we're only 9 points behind PSG. Does that mean they've not played yet, or have they just lost or are losing their first game of the season? Because the title push could be on if they're having a bit of a wobble. Let's hope it's a big wobble. Right, Berger. He's pleased with himself. Right, what went on in Paris or with Paris? Let's have a look. So we're playing on Saturday. There's every chance they were playing too. Falcao, he's going to be out for 4 weeks. That's a big miss. But what happened in the Paris Saint-Germain game? That could potentially make up for the Falcao injury. No, they just haven't played yet. We were playing early. Right, let's go play Lyon. A few people have asked to have a look at the dynamic screen. So this is our dynamics at the moment. So not much has changed really from the last time I had a look at it. Subasic, Moutinho and Fabinho still our team leaders. Fabinho still wants to leave. We've agreed that he can join PSG if they offer the £64 million for him. Sidibe, who's one of our highly influential players, no longer wants to leave because Man United didn't come into him during that transfer window. So that agreement now expires and he's recommitted himself to the club again. But the big improvement we could make to our dynamics is to move on one of the team leaders, because it's to move on Fabinho. We want this move to go through. If we can get £64 million from PSG, it cancels out those two negatives, because it means we don't have too many team leaders anymore, and it gets rid of the unhappy team leader that we've got. So we kind of want them to come in with a good offer for him in the summer, even though he's going to be hard to replace. And that is our social group. So everybody at the club is now part of a social group. We don't have anybody hovering out in the others. So our newer signings, Faces joined in with Subasic and Raggy. Berger's joined in with this bunch of players who are, what are they, roughly the same amount of time at the club. Okay, so that's why he's joined up with those ones. And they're the only two. I mean, we've got that other guy who's the attacking midfielder I probably shouldn't assign. Yeah. The following it even recommends players we could sign who'd fit in well. I mean, look, it's got players that we already wanted. We wanted him back when we had wingers, but he's gone to Man United now. We tried to sign him, but he's probably agreed to go somewhere else now. His contract was up. Has he not agreed to go anywhere? He must, unless... Oh no, he stayed at Juve for another year. Wow. But we did offer him a contract. And there's a couple of others in there as well. Interesting stuff. Right, let's get into the match against Lyon then. Lyon are third place in the league. So if we can beat them today, we're already 7 points clear of them. So a win against them today really secures us in this second place position. Even though we're only just over halfway through the season, it opens up almost as big of a gap between us and Lyon as there is between us and PSG. And it's then just going to be a case of all three of us just trotting through to the end of the season then, because there's a bit of a gap behind Lyon as well to the bunch of chasing clubs. So it's going to end up being quite a dull run-in regardless. But we'll try and win the game and ensure the dull run-in. We don't want to make things interesting with Lyon, so we're certainly not going to make them interesting with PSG. Changes-wise, Congola comes back in because he's not suspended anymore, so Toure drops down to the bench. Sidibe moves back over to right back, and Keita Baldi comes in up front for the injured Falcao. Couldn't remember his name for a minute there. We also let 3 of our wingers go out on loan, because what's the point of having wingers when we don't play with them? So Boshilia, Lopez and Ghazal have all gone out on loan until the end of the season. Hopefully with a view to getting them out permanently in the summer and freeing up a little bit of transfer money for ourselves. That's what we're really after. Unless I have a brainwave and decide to start using wingers again, but that didn't really work when we did it before. And we could be doing that today. We've got Baldi and Lamar both starting, neither of them playing as a winger though, despite that being their preferred position. I mean, that was quite a good view that we just saw there. But that's the data analyst view, isn't it? Which I assumed that would be the view that took over from 2D Classic. But whenever we've tried it, it's not so great. So I think for now, we'll stick with this TV view, unless you all tell me in the comments that you absolutely hate it. But I think for now, TV, low down, the Dr. Benji method, that's going to be what we stick with for a few episodes while we decide if we like this. And if we get 2 or 3 episodes down the line and we really don't like it, then we'll try something else again. The league table's still not there. I mean, this league table thing's getting upsetting. I hoped it would be fixed with the update that's happened, but it seems not. I've seen from other videos that I've watched as well that it's not just me that's having this problem, so it is quite a common issue with the beta, the fact that the league table just sort of randomly appears at some point during the match and isn't ever on there at the start, which is frustrating. We're 1-0 down, by the way. I don't know if you noticed that. I tried to pretend it wasn't happening, but the replay took so long to display, I couldn't avoid talking about it any longer. And it looks like we've decided we do want to make things interesting on the run-in, and let's have a battle for second place with Lyon. I mean... look, the league table has appeared, so this would be just a 4-point gap between us and them if this is how it ended. Therefore, this can't be how it ends. I don't think we're doing team talks. Was the assistant manager doing that team talk? That looked like that was a team talk. I know we've changed assistant managers. Our assistant manager got poached by Liverpool, and we've moved one of our coaches up into that role. Looking at that, that looked like there wasn't a team talk done at all. And if that's the case, that's been nearly a month of no team talks since our assistant manager went to Liverpool. I've only just noticed. I'm hoping I just saw it. But that's mad. I mean, we've won every game while it's been going on, apart from this one. But which, I mean, that's as good an argument as any for all the people who tell me I should be doing my own team talks. Well, there you go. Just nobody did them for a month, and we still kept winning every match. But it looks like we might lose this one, and we could probably blame the team talk thing on that. How is Dynamics as good as it is when I literally just lock them in a room with no staff in there and leave them to it every match? We need to get our assistant manager doing team talks. Unless, of course, we turn this around. If we win this one as well and make it like 13 wins in a row or whatever it'll be, then no team talks for the win. We need to look into this a little bit. You lot have all rewound by now and decided if we did it or not. Or you'd have already noticed on the first video of the episode and just calling me an idiot. But let's see, shall we? Oh, goodness me. I really hope we're actually doing team talks, and I just thought, yeah, we're not, are we? You need to remember to turn that back on. Well, we're not going to win the league, are we? Congolo's been so good, but I don't know what he was thinking there. He was very much, in my head, my second choice left back at the start of this season. George broke his leg. Congolo came in and was brilliant. But right then, with that wayward pass, he's made me think, I like George. Perhaps it's time to give him some game time. Right, Baldi is not the answer up front. We'll try Carrillo. Jemison's not having a good game. We're just going to make our third substitution now as well, because why not? Thomas Lamar, you can come off for Tielemans, and we'll just swap those two around. I should probably starting Tielemans again. He was probably, when Facer came in, I imagine Tielemans wasn't the man we were supposed to drop. We were probably supposed to drop Moutinho, weren't we? But I'm conscious of the fact that he's a team leader, and we've already got one unhappy team leader in the shape of Fabinho. Do we want another unhappy team leader? It's a risk. Right. Lyon have now had a player sent off, and we're going to not even score a goal against 10 men. Because team talks! Right, go on, let's grab a couple of quick goals. And oh, there you go, Carrillo's got one back. Lyon are doing a weird 4-2-1-1-1 thing. Are they? No, that is the right amount of players. They're down to 10 men. It looked like they had 9 men out there, but that is 10. I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it's 10. But we've got 10 minutes, basically, to try and grab an equaliser and save a little bit of face. And then we'll see at the end of the match if we're actually giving team talks or not. Right, Moutinho crosses in, and that's a penalty. That's a penalty. We are going to equalise, everybody. This is the most unlikely comeback in the history of the world, with a massive assist from the referee, sending off one of their players and giving us a 90th minute penalty. Can Fabinho convert it? Let's hope he can. Go on, lad. And it's 2-2, and there's 4 minutes still to play. We could have an even more remarkable comeback if we can go and now grab a winner. This 4-2-1-1-1 thing that Lyon are doing, that ain't working. They've conceded 2 goals, and we've not got time to... I mean, we're into the 97th minute now. If they score here, that's nasty business. And Tielemans hits it clear, and that must be that, and it is. In the circumstances, that's not a disaster. And, yep, we've not been doing team talks for a month. Oi, oi, oi. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. And thank you very much for watching.